A patient came to me with a prescription she could not fill. Medicare covered her, but the medication cost $400 a month. She asked me why Medicare could not just negotiate a lower price. I told her because for 20 years they were not allowed to. Here's what actually happened. You've been told that Medicare does not cover medications well, or you've skipped doses because of cost. This is for you. And this is the misunderstood problem. Most people think Medicare negotiates the drug prices the same way private insurance does. It does not, or at least it didn't for decades. Until recently, Medicare was legally prohibited from negotiating price for prescription drugs under Part D. And this is the clear truth. When Medicare Part D launched in 2003, a provision was written into the law that banned Medicare from negotiating drug prices directly with pharmaceutical company. Private insurance plans that administered Part D could negotiate it, but the federal government could not. Let me say that again. Medicare, the largest purchaser of prescription drug in America, covering 65 million people, was not allowed to use its purchasing power to lower price. This is the part where the logic breaks and nobody talks about it. Listen to this. The VA negotiates prices. Medicaid negotiates prices, but Medicare Part D legally could not because it was inefficient because the law said so. So why this confusion exists? Most patients assume Medicare works like other government program. They don't realize there was a specific legislative rule blocking negotiation. The myth: Medicare does not negotiate because the government is inefficient. The reality: Medicare was not allowed to negotiate because the law explicitly prohibited it. This was part of the Medicare Modernization Act 2003, the same law that created Part D coverage. Why did this happen? The stated reason was to encourage private competition and innovation. The practical effect was that pharmaceutical companies could set price for Medicare patient without negotiation. And this is what happened in real life. I've had patients on fixed income choose between medications and groceries. I've seen people split pills to make prescription last longer. I've written prescription knowing the patient could not afford to fill them. Here's a real example. Insulin, listen to this. A patient with diabetes on Medicare Part D might pay $300, $400 a month out of pocket before hitting their deductible. Meanwhile, the VA, which can negotiate, pay a fraction of that for the same medication, the same drug, the same manufacturer. Different price because one program could negotiate and the other could not. I've worked in system where I could prescribe freely and system where I had to calculate whether the patient could actually afford what I was ordering. As an immigrant physician, maybe I noticed this faster because I had to learn the American healthcare system from the first principles. In other countries, government health programs negotiate prices as standard practice. Here it was written into law that Medicare could not. And when you see a patient ration life-saving medication because the law prevented negotiation, it's hard not to see the contradiction. Sometimes patients can access affordable medications through assistance program or generic options, but that should never, ever be the default expectation when a better system is possible. You know, when the largest healthcare purchaser in the country is not allowed to ask for a discount, the math does not math. If you are on Medicare Part D and your medication are unaffordable, ask your doctor about a therapeutic alternative. Please do ask them. Check if you qualify for extra help, the low income subsidy program. Do not skip doses without talking to your provider. There may be an option you don't know about. And if you are confused about why your costs are so high, it's not just you. The structure itself created this problem. Hit follow to help build momentum to fix healthcare in America. This is Dr. Ben Malmer, surgeon first, clarity always. Let me know what you think in the comments, because your feedback helps me sharpen the message.